Impey, and I'm here with Aaron Hoffman today. He's behind the camera, and we're going to give you an inside look at Hoffman Fabrics. Come on.
Let's go over into the customer service department. So you may recognize some of these people, or you may know them. We have Francis, Jamie, and Atinas, and they're the customer service people that answer all the questions, figure out where your order is, and help you every time you call. So Francis, she's our manager.
Hello.
Let's go into our secret area, the art department. No one's in here, so we can look at everything, but this is our really confidential area. We have at any one time up to 7 artists working here, and they make all of our designs, and we make over 800 designs every year. So let's look here. This is the area where we're designing our chops to make our boutiques, and this is just a few of them. They start with these little drawings, and we send them to Bally, and they make our chops. Let's walk through here. This right here is our wall of our current product. You can see spring 2020 and winter 2020. So this is how we keep track of them and how we move them. Down here, these look like scraps. They're actually called blankets. Now I'm a quilter like you're a quilter, and these aren't blankets to me, but when they make a sample of a chop in Bally, they send us these colors and the different sizes, and they call them blankets, and then we decide if we like them and want to order them. So here's a couple right now. Let's go this way. Here's a chop, as a matter of fact. Let's show it to you. So this is how the boutiques are made. They use copper to design them because it retains heat, so when they dip it in the wax, it doesn't cool off fast, and they can do several chops at once. This is the library. We get a lot of inspiration from artists, from books, all different things. This is just a wealth of information here. Let's go out into the other room, into the warehouse, and look at our sample header area. This is our area where we have our samples and headers. So when I say that, this is a header, and this happens to be some of our flat printed fabric. And our sales reps will take these to the individual quilt stores and show them what we have, and then they'll place their orders. So these are great tools. And if you look to the side over here, you'll see that they're preparing to send out a lot of new headers. They also make all of our kits and pre-cuts. And here's some now. These are 14 fat quarters. And this is flat printed fabric as well. It goes with the Christmas line. These are all headers over here. Let's just look at a few. I think you'll all recognize. I'll take this one. This is a digital piece, and we all are familiar with this. And the flowers to go with it. This is our Dream Big header. If you haven't already tested your quilting skills, the Dream Big panel's perfect for practicing. Let's walk over to the sample save area over here. See these rows up here? This has fabric from the last 5 years where we pull them to make projects. They're all organized by style number, and it's the last 5 years. Recently, they've just been moving things around, but you can see these are our boutiques. This is one of my favorite ones. I love the red and white together. So they're all by style number, so if I wanted to find more of this one, it would be right in this general area. Let's see what else we have here. This is another favorite of mine, believe it or not. And they're just so exciting. I mean, I use boutiques all the time, and I couldn't even begin to guess how many different designs we have. But let's walk on the other side of this row and let me show you. As we get more fabric in, more fabric from here leaves. But let's just walk along here, and I'll talk about some of my favorites. This is the modern boutique that we have, Me and You. and the colors are very saturated, and you don't get a lot of the modeling. And so the more modern quilters really enjoy sewing with this. This is one of our most popular batiks, and it's the sunflower print. We've been making it for decades and decades. I'll show you more about that later. You can see that these are getting ready to be put up into the bins and reorganized. Over here is our 1895s, otherwise known as watercolors. And if you're an art quilter, I know you use these a lot. These are really great. We call them batiks, but they're actually hand dyed. Each piece of fabric is hand dyed and one of a kind. But I can tell you more about that later too. Let's go back to our 95-year-old library now. So as you can see, we have shelves and shelves of fabric. And there is a system, much like a library. You can look up and you can see the numbers, the stock numbers. You can see that most of these are already on the bolt. Some of them are still on rolls. So let's walk all the way back. Oh, new chops. Here we are. Employees only, but you're getting the look. This is our library, and it holds 95 years of fabrics. They are organized, and we're in the process of getting them all photographed. We own all this artwork, and it's just incredible. So let's just look through and see some things that we like. Unfortunately, not all of the fabrics are dated. It would be fun, and I'm sure there's a system around here that we can eventually tap into to get the information. But we have many things that you would consider retro. Let's walk down this aisle because these are some of the oldest pieces. So as you walk down, Hoffman makes all sorts of fabric. And over the years, they've made every kind of fiber content. This is a cotton, lycra, and spandex, and obviously it must have been used for board shorts or some type of surf apparel. Over here is a cotton and rayon blend, and it just feels luscious. In fact, all of these are cotton and rayon blends. You may have heard that Hoffman does a lot of fabrics for surf industry, even the movie industry. Oh, look at the area where we have Magnum PI's actual fabric that he wore on the show. Let's go this way. So remember, we were talking about headers. Well, look at all these headers back here. This fabric here is called Jungle Bird, and we did it because there's birds. We did it in a lot of different colors, and I think Magnum was even on a magazine like TV Guide wearing this shirt. But let's just walk back in here and look at this. Wow, that feels like rayon. There's so many great designs. Sometimes when I walk back here, I think, why don't they print this again? I would love to buy this fabric and make a quilt today with it. But it's a great place for inspiration. I know our art department sometimes comes back here and gets inspiration from decades ago. Okay, never mind. So you can see that we've had a lot of relationships over the years. We don't just make fabric for quilters. We also make them for manufacturers. This is one you might recognize as a surfwear. There are many others. We've even made fabrics for Vans tennis shoes. So look down at your feet and see if maybe you might be wearing a pair today. So let's go down this row. Remember I told you about the modern batiks? This is all modern batiks here. And, oh, there's one sticking out. Let's look at this. This is one of my favorites with these odd-sized dots. It's really great. I used it for seaweed in one of my quilts. Let's keep on going. How many people know who McKenna Ryan is? She is one of our designers here, one of the artists, and she makes two different lines. She makes batiks and she makes digital. And I always can tell her color palette because she has a special look to her. She has a lot of great designs, beautiful colors. And they're so easy to use with everything, even printed fabrics. Oh, now we're coming into the sunflowers. I mentioned the sunflowers earlier. We have 64 colorways in sunflowers. If you've never seen them, this is what it looks like. And it's so popular, we've been making it for more than 3 decades. So let's just look at some of these and take a look at the variety of colors. This one's kind of fun. On another video, I'll explain to you how they get these different dyes. Some are bleached, some are over dyed, some go multiple times. This one actually has kind of like some hand dyeing and then some batiking over it. So if you've never used sunflowers, ask your retailer to get you some in so that you can play with them. Now we're in our kit area here. When the stores order kits, we go here or some other places around the factory and we pull them. This is a McKenna Ryan quilt kit, and it comes with all the fabric you need and the directions. So she also does kits for us as well. These are our double and roll machines, and right now they're not operating, but the goal is to take a 60-yard roll and to turn it into your bolts of fabric. And so the roll gets put here and then fed through, and it comes out onto a bolt. But I'll give you an actual demonstration about that in upcoming videos. So this is our shipping department. Everything gets mailed out from here and we're very busy. Let's see what we've got going now. Oh look, this is my quilt actually. It's called Wine Club, and it uses 12 different 1895s, which I told you were called watercolors, and they must be shipping to somewhere. Now, let's see what else we've got here. Oh, look at this. Someone's ordered all these bolts. Wouldn't you love getting that to your home? Looks like they're getting ready for the holidays. All of these boxes are now getting ready to be shipped out. They'll be shipped out later today. And I bet if I read you a couple names, you would know some of the retailers. So Fun in Atascadero, California. Huntsville, So Creative, Huntsville, Alabama. We even ship across to the... This is one of my favorites, Thimbletown. They're in Bakersfield, California, and I know Jeremy. What a great creative guy he is. If you're anywhere near Bakersfield, stop in and tell him you saw this video and ask for Hoffman Fabrics. These are getting ready to be boxed here. As you can tell, we're really busy. Oh, look, more. So this is a chop, and I mentioned earlier that it's made with copper, and so they take this copper tape and they bend it and wind it and fit it into this grid to match those designs that I showed you in the art department. And again, because it's made of copper, it retains heat. So when they put this into the hot wax, it comes out and retains heat so they can go hopefully across halfway before they have to dip in the hot wax again. This is Home on the Block, and it's a beautiful quilt that Sandy oversaw being made, and it uses sparkle and fade with a few little peekaboos of me and you. So remember I told you sparkle and fade? It was a flat printed fabric. Let's look at some of the headers. These are sparkle and fade, and the concept is it's like jewelry, combining silver and gold together. And I did mention that our inks are very important when you're working with metallic. You don't want them to iron off, you don't want them to wash off, and you don't want them to wear off. So our inks come from Sweden, which is the highest quality. And you can get so much drama in your quilt when you use these, whether you use it for your whole quilt or just for an accent. If you wanted to make our free sample, you could go onto our project boards on our website, and you can look up that one and download it for free and make them. Ask your retailers for Sparkle and Fade. I'm sure they have it in their store, and if not, they'll be happy to get it for you. These are our 1895s, the watercolors, and they come in so many different colors. I have so many that it's impossible to fit them all on one table. These are gorgeous to work with for your quilts, for your art quilts. And again, these are our headers that our reps bring to the individual quilt stores and show those owners, and then they place their orders. We always have in these colors, and there's some really interesting story about how these are made, but that will be in future videos. So buy as many as you can. That's just about it for today, but let me give you a peek on what I'm going to show you next time. This quilt is called Wine Club. It's the one that I showed you the poster for. I designed it, and you may want to get your 1895 fabrics ready. There's a free downloadable pattern on our website. It won't cost you a penny, and next time I'm going to show you how to quickly and easily paper piece this into this gorgeous wall hanging or a table runner. Thanks for joining us today. Leave a comment if you have any questions about the fabrics or anything. Leave a comment. We'll try to get back to you. And thanks for being supporters of Hoffman Fabrics.